State Senator Sarah Eckhart won the Democratic primary for Texas Comptroller, beating two other candidates. We spoke with her about her message to voters as she runs this November against Republican and former State Senator Don Huffines of Dallas, who we spoke with last week.
One-party rule for 3 decades is not healthy, whether it's Republican or Democrat. One-party rule, at the least, tolerates a level of inefficiency, and at the worst, it tolerates a level of abuse and is completely resistant to any kind of accountability. And while Don Huffines talks about doging and rooting out fraud, waste, and abuse, really he's talking about destroying government, actually, so that it's survival of the richest. It is important that we have a level playing field for all Texans, not just for the wealthiest.
And so if you are to be elected, what are your top priorities?
My top priorities are to make sure that we stop one-party rule, not because I want to get rid of the Republican Party. I want the Republican Party to be healthy again, frankly. I think that a purple Texas is a healthy Texas. And we can't expect that a Republican comptroller will be able to speak truth to power and actually say, listen, we need to reel this back, y'all. We need to we need to audit the voucher program and make sure that all Texans and the Texas legislature know how that program is actually performing. We also need to make an accounting of all the federal income tax dollars that we're leaving on the table up in Washington, D.C., in Medicare, in summer nutritional assistance program for poor kids, in emergency response dollars. The state of Texas and Texans are not getting the repatriation of their own federal tax dollars. And third, we also need to make sure that we end a tremendous transfer of our public dollars into private hands through corporate tax breaks, through no-bid contracts, and now through the voucher scheme.
Democrat Clayton Tucker, a rancher and organizer, ran unopposed in his party's primary for Texas Agriculture Commissioner. We spoke with him about his run against Republican newcomer Nate Sheets in November and his campaign priorities.
Food is too expensive, and it is not the farmers making the money. We've lost countless number of farms, actually about 250,000 since Reaganomics. So it is not the farmers making the money, it's the corporate monopolies. In Texas, the Ag Commissioner has some abilities to go after these corporate monopolies, which we plan to do. But one of the other big ones is what I mentioned towards the very end about water. We are very serious about these AI data centers coming into Texas. The more I learn about them and just how they operate and how they try to hide in the shadows, we're very concerned that they'll be taking a lot of our water. And we plan to try to put the brakes on them.
The AI centers, you want to stop their development. Does that mean put a moratorium on them, just stop them in their tracks? And how will you be able to do that?
So the ideal is to have a moratorium for a little bit amount of time, just so that we can uncover the truth about them. There's very little transparency in AI data centers as of right now. They don't tell you exactly how much water they use. They don't tell you exactly how much power they use. And they also don't explain how their supply chains also affect power. It's complicated. So ideally, I would like a moratorium just to make sure that if they have to come, they're done right. I really do want to also clarify something about these data centers. The ones they're building on our farmland are not for medical purposes. They're not for military purposes. They're for automation. Therefore, to eventually automate jobs away. They're for the AI slop using social media. Universities already have the data centers they need to figure out how do we cure cancer. The military has the data centers they need to keep us safe. The ones that are taking our farmland, that are taking our water, are nothing. They're not meant to help you and I. They're not meant to help our country. They are meant to enrich the greedy few.
And a friendly reminder, you can watch all our full interviews from today's show on our CBS Texas YouTube page. And once you're there, hit the subscribe button to make it easy for yourself. And that's all for Eye on Politics today. I'm Jack Fink. I am listening, and we are listening to you at CBS News Texas. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. And from all of us here, have a great Sunday.